Hey, how y'all doing?
Obviously, Taron got his first pick. Are you, as a former corner, do you subscribe to the idea that once you get one, the windfall comes?
Yeah, you normally, they come in bunches, as we like to say, but, he's had a couple guys have taken away from him. Kirby plucked one out of the air from him, so it's well due for him to finally get his first one.
How I guess meaningful do you think that is for him? It is his second season. We know he had 5 in college.
Well, the good thing is that's a part of our job description is to get the ball back to the offense, and he had his opportunity to help us in that way, and that's always big. How many times can you get the ball? It's better for all of us.
And then on the flip side of that, we've seen him. He's a very aggressive run defender, very active run defender. Do you look at last week as kind of an anomaly from a technique standpoint, maybe some rust? Like what's going on there? Yeah,
I just got to do a better job in some of those to get him situationally aware of transitioning from a man coverage to when your guy cracks to crack replace. And, it's just a thing of just feeling when it's run and when it's pass. And it just comes with, just getting back into it. But I have to do a better job in getting ready for it. But, for our thing is we do it all. You know what I'm saying? We don't just have cover corners, we tackle. And that's just a part of our DNA. And when we miss one, that's one too many. That's how we live.
Did you grow up under the same mentality as a defensive back? And where did that come from for you, I guess?
Well, I think for me, especially in college, at Alabama, you were playing against, back then, running backs had neck rolls on. So you better be ready to tackle. And so that was the first thing. And then when I played in Pittsburgh, that was Coach LeBeau's thing is, we have no cover corners. Every defense we have is an 8-9 man front. So and we're always in it. And that's good. Defenses have to stop the run. In order to affect the quarterback, right? You have to stop the run. And typically they try to find the little guys, and unfortunately it's the corners, right? They find the little guys to tackle. So in order to have a good defense, you got to be able to tackle.
Do you ever find yourself sounding like Coach LeBeau sometimes?
Oh, no. That's you always imitate the guys that you really care about and your mentors. And I'm sure all of us at some point has somebody that you say, dang, I sound just like the guy that coached me. So most definitely a lot of it is him for sure.
I don't know if it's harder to sort of I don't know if it's harder to kind of identify where Taron's at right now with the injuries and the start and stop nature of his season, but do you like where he's trending right now and just the direction he's headed?
No, first off, it's just the part of the thing that everybody's injured. At this point of the year, nobody's 100%. So, you just got to do it harder and longer than they do. And he's shown the ability to be a tough guy to come back from an injury. And, he's at a good point. His coverage was good. We'll fix some of the things that came with the tackling. But, anytime you can have, your guys out there playing and trying to play at a high level is good for us.
How has he responded to the challenge of, the tackling aspect of his game?
That's what we do. He'll be ready. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's really happy with the way the defense is playing right now. I'm curious in just your evaluation of your room and how those guys in the back end are playing right now.
Well, I just think for us, like from day one, our thing is if you can't play man, you can't play, and some of the things that we've done so far, no matter who's in, to be able to go out there and compete and try to compete at a high level, you can kind of see them doing it. What Shep preaches, we follow, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like you see whoever's in there, you're going to see them compete. You're going to see us play hard, and that's what we look for. At some point in this league, as a DB, you might get one called on you. You might, all right? But, you want to see how hard they play. Like, you want to see us be physical. You want to see us run around. You want to see us communicate. And I think you can see our guys trying to do that.
I think Whiteside only had to come in for one snap last week, but made a run stop the way you'd like him to. Previous week, 4 pass breakups, I believe. Yeah. And I think the thing that really stood out was his ability to kind of get his head around. You hear that with DBs all the time, but a lot of guys can't do it. For him to demonstrate that skill repeatedly in really his first NFL action in quite some time, what kind of opportunities does maybe that create for him going forward?
Oh, for sure. It keeps him around. That's the first thing. But that's the reason that he's here. The one thing that we always say is it's always about us. Like we're going to preach, no matter who's in. The standard is the same. Like those things you're going to hear from training camp until whenever the season ends. And I think he's just that. You know, when you get your opportunity to play, this is what it should look like. Like it shouldn't be a surprise. Like I tell him, it shouldn't be a surprise when you get out there that you did this. You're expected to do that, and it's a reason that you're here. And he's a prime example of that.
Just from a human level, what's it been like to watch a guy like him succeed when he finally gets his chance, and a bunch of guys around him in that kind of reshuffled secondary in that Buccaneers game?
Oh man, just that's what we do. That's most definitely as a DB. Like when you get your opportunity, you want to make the most of it. And when you see guys get their opportunity, especially like Nick, for one, who's been in the league, who's seen has been released, has been picked up, and for him to get that opportunity and make the most of it, most definitely can be happy for guys in those situations.
Another one of those guys is Thomas Harper, still a really young player, and you guys got him right after training camp. So just kind of curious where you've seen his growth and how he's been able to fill Kirby's shoes.
Man, that's what it is. You can look at the guy in front of you. He has the opportunity to see Kirby do it. Coach J.O. does a great job with those guys in the room too. So, he's just taking the coaching and then just letting his athletic ability show. And like most times, the more opportunities that you have, all right, the more comfortable you come with it. So he's getting a lot of practice reps. He's getting a chance to see it and do it on the field in practice, and you can kind of see it carrying over in the game.
He hasn't seen any action yet, but Jimmy Robinson, is a guy your GM clearly liked coming out, and you can see the physical gifts. What's been kind of the early implementation of him? How have you been using him in practice? What do you see him as?
Well, I don't know if he's going to beat out BB right now, but no, he is. He's a good player. He has twitch. He has athletic ability. He runs to the ball well. Like you see all the physical traits that make up a good safety. Now it's just getting them caught up with our playbook, getting them caught up with our terminologies, and then you can evaluate them a lot more. But a lot of it is just teaching the small nuances of what's different here than was at Kansas City or where he came from, trying to get him up to that speed.